Alright, guys, I'm back from a 4 week trip with my family to the Philippines. It feels good to be back, but at the same time, feeling a little bit down. I miss everyone back home. I had such a great time. It brought back so much memories. It was super nostalgic. We even passed through Singapore for a little bit, which was a crazy, crazy thing because it was something I had planned, but I just couldn't find enough time to do it. And the universe made it happen by canceling two flights so that we could be there. And I got to hang out with my best friends that are out there. So it was an amazing trip, and so being back has been a bit bittersweet. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be back at my gym, and it's nice to see all my students again. But at the same time, yeah, it sucks to not be home. I really miss home. The Philippines is that's where my home is. That's where my family is. That's where all my friends are. Most of them are. That's where I grew up. I moved there when I was 12, and I moved away when I was like 21. So I've actually been living now. I'm 32 this year. It's gonna be 10 years. Soon I've spent more of my life outside of the Philippines than I have inside of the Philippines, living inside of the Philippines, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, now I'm back here, and I thought, I needed to mix it up. I wanted to do something different. And I've always wanted to do this vlog. And I've tried and tried time and time and again, but just been really bad at being consistent. And so now I'm making a renewed commitment to be consistent because this is something that I really enjoy doing. I like filmmaking. I like sharing, what I do day to day. So basically the vlog is going to happen again, and I'm starting today. And today I have two classes. I've got my lunch class and I've got my evening class. And so I'm going to take you guys along to those classes. I'm about to do some admin work now, which is like probably the least fun part of owning a gym, but the most important part. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to have lunch, and then I'm going to head down to the gym and teach my lunch class. I guess it would help to also, tell a little bit more about myself for the people who aren't familiar. I was born in California, raised between Japan and the US and the Philippines until we eventually moved to the Philippines when I was 12. And then I lived there from when I was 12 until I was 21. I did my entire high school in the Philippines. I went and did a couple of years of uni in the LSU, De La Salle University, where I competed in judo. I began my Brazilian Jiu Jitsu journey in the Philippines under Alvin Aguilar, who I got my blue and purple belt from. And in 2013, I decided to move to California and try and pursue the Jiu Jitsu lifestyle. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of things happen. I eventually ended up in Singapore after living in Oman for about a year. And there I finally found some stability. I found my wife. I met my wife there. And after doing that for a bit, we decided to move to Sweden. And now I'm here in a city called Uppsala. I have two children, Lily, who is 5, Noah, who is 3.5. My wife is Emma, and she is an undersköterska, an assistant nurse. And I run an academy here, my own academy. And it's been up for 1 year, a little more than a year, about a year and a half now. It's been fun. It's been stressful. It's been a roller coaster ride. But yeah, I'm very fortunate and grateful to be able to have a shot at doing what I've always wanted to do, which is to own my own academy. On top of that, I am a employee at Rebels, which is an e-commerce website here in Europe that sells martial arts gear. I also work for Hyperfly Europe. What I do for those two, it's a little bit of everything. I wear many, many hats. We're not a massive company, so we don't have that many employees. But I would say my main responsibilities are probably social media, managing the Instagram, taking on custom designs, taking on clients, working on designs, deciding what products to sell. I mean, I could go on and on. It's a lot. But yeah, I've been working for them for almost 2 years now, which has been an amazing experience as well. And yeah, what else is there? I love skateboarding. It was my first love. I started skateboarding when I was 10 years old in Japan. And I did it for a bit until I moved to the Philippines. Then I did it for a little bit while I was in the Philippines, and then I stopped. And I eventually got into martial arts, and that consumed majority of my time. So I didn't have time to do anything else. But lately I've picked it up again, which kind of sucks because Sweden, it's especially in the wintertime, it's hard to go skateboarding. It's not like the Philippines where you can just take your board, go out, and start skating. You have to go to an indoor park, and in the city, the indoor park isn't so big, so it gets crowded at times, but it's a nice indoor park. And yeah, I'm a big Lucas Puig fan, as you can see. Massive fan, one of my favorite skaters. But yeah, so when I'm not teaching jiu-jitsu, I'm probably skateboarding. When I'm not training, I'm probably skateboarding. I've never been a cat person, but my wife is a massive cat person. So now we own a cat. We've had her for a while now. She's a sweet cat. She's half Maine Coon. So she's pretty big. She's got a lot of hunting instincts in her. So she's a super active cat. Yeah, so that's it for random information about me. Yeah, so I'll see you guys later. I'll take you over to the gym for the lunch class. Oops. So one thing that's kind of frustrating about living in Sweden is that public transportation is ridiculously expensive. I pay for a special ticket that allows me to go to work to another city, and because I have the kind of all access ticket, it costs me about 320 euros, 3,200 crowns a month. Sometimes public transportation doesn't work super well, especially when it's heavy snow, and it's frustrating to pay that much only for trains and buses to get canceled. Happens quite often, especially in the wintertime. It's just part of the things you got to deal with living in Sweden. No worries. So finally here. Takes me about 15 minutes to get here. It's one bus ride and about I'd say less than 10 minutes walk. Yeah. Show you guys around. Well, it was amazing because that was a trip I wanted to make, but I couldn't find time for it. Let's go ahead and warm up first. Okay, so you can borrow your side. Alright. Off to the side, push the knee through, drop my knee. Okay, this time my partner is gonna go ahead and insert the knee shield, right? Here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and make a grip on the outside of the pant. Okay, I'm gonna grab the lapel. I'm gonna slide my knee through, push the knee towards the floor. I'm gonna have my head in front of his shoulder, my shoulder on top of his thigh, and I'm gonna be on my toes. Okay? From here, I'm just gonna go walk over to the other side, seat belt, and then he's gonna turtle. I'm gonna go ahead and take the back. Alright? That's going to be the drill. Okay, one more. So off to the side here, same gets the knee shield. I'm gonna make a grip here. It's a little bit hard to make a grip, especially if the pants are a bit tight. So here you'll always get some slack. So don't look for a grip here, look for a grip here, okay? Lapel, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and slide my knee through. When I slide my knee, I'm not gonna slide forward, I'm gonna try and aim to slide below his kneecap. You turn this way for me, Sam. Sometimes you get here and the person puts a reverse the lever hook, okay? No worries, all I'm gonna do is lift, slide below. You see how I'm sliding below the kneecap? Very important. That's not as important if the guy just has a half guard. If he doesn't have a reverse de la hiva, you can just go. Okay, but if he has a reverse de la hiva, I will have to lift to get rid of the hook, slide, push the knee down towards the floor, on my toes, walk over to the other side, don't let go of this lapel, put my hook in, top hook, control. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start with that. If you're comfortable enough to do both sides, go ahead. If not, just work one side. Go 2 for 2, okay? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Nothing's out, but hit me up.
Well, you didn't get anything, right?
No, nothing. So that's why I was like, yeah, they seem to be doing good. Saeed?
See you, bro. Don't zoom into it.
Dog. Get that sorted, brother. Peace. Yalla. Go ahead and do the first attack or pass. Not really a pass, but we're gonna run through what we do when the person goes to turtle. Okay. So if the guy's not super comfortable in this position where they're getting stacked, and he feels like he cannot return, he can't stay there any longer because it's too uncomfortable, or he can't bring his hips back down to the ground. The only thing left for him to do is back roll and go to turtle position. So we're gonna go ahead and work that, all right? So I get inside, right? I drive forward, bringing my knees underneath his butt. I'm gonna switch to the belt grip. I'm gonna start elevating him. Proud chest, lift my head, step my feet up, keeping my chest on his lower back, okay? This time, because of the pressure, Leo decides to roll over. Right, exactly. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a side, right? I'm gonna go all the way to where I'm hip to hip with him, and I'm ready to put on my seat belt, okay? So, if you come back again now, depending on where my grips are, if I'm here, or sometimes I like to be on the lapel, he rolls over, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my hip next to his hip. I'm gonna switch to not a seat belt, okay? Because usually the person will be nice and tight here. I'm gonna go for a modified seat belt, okay? So my left hand, the hand on, this hand is gonna go to the other side, and I'm gonna grab the far side lapel, okay? My right hand, the hand that's on my side, is gonna grab 4 fingers in the back of the collar, okay? So I don't wanna do this. I wanna make sure that this hand is gonna go here, and this hand is gonna go here, all right? Make sure also that my elbow is not too deep. If my elbow is too deep, it's gonna trap and then roll me over, okay? Exactly, so go back. So I wanna make sure that doesn't happen. I just bring my elbow out nice and shallow so that he can't do that. Okay, now, let's say, because he turtled, I'm expecting he's gonna be super tight. He's not gonna allow any space here, exactly. So how do we take the back, okay? I'm gonna take my right leg, and I'm gonna jam it straight here, in between his elbow and his knee. You're always gonna be able to do that, okay? There's always gonna be enough space for you to shove your kneecap in, and then just drop it to the floor, okay? Now, my left foot, I need to use this to hook the same side leg, all right? So this foot is gonna hook the same side leg. I'm gonna start pulling to create a little bit of torque, right? And you see how when I do this, I have the ball of my foot and my toes on the mat, and I'm bringing my heel close to me. Okay, now I'm gonna roll on my right, not roll on my right shoulder, but I'm gonna fall towards my right side, fall towards my right hip, and I'm gonna insert my bottom hook. Okay, very important that when I insert my bottom hook, my leg is not just lying on the ground. Lift it from the ground like this, so that the person can't slide his hips towards the ground. Nice and high, my left foot is gonna move, I'm gonna hip escape. I like to go to the bicep, go over the bicep and like pull him towards me, fix my seatbelt, and then look for the other hook. One more time. right. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.